Hey everybody, SlayerXDR here with GamerFusion.com and Pioneer Gaming, and time to do some more Dragonfall. We just got the DVD player, we strong-armed somebody for it, we're like, fuck them. Let's go see it. Seems that Amsel has assembled the team. Okay. Have you procured the DVD reader? Yes. Good, this should only take a moment. Everything appears to be functional, the disc should be ready to play. Well, don't keep us in suspense, start the damn thing already. Slayer went to the trouble of fetching everything. Let him do the honors. Oh, cool. They've got it set up over here. That's awesome. A soft whirring sound fills the air as the ancient DVD player spins with the disc up to speed. A scratched LCD player comes to life and a menu fills the screen. Play track 1. A crackle of static fills the air, coupled with a shrill electronic whine. After a few moments, the display goes live and a disheveled-looking man appears on the screen. His eyes glitter with excitement. The time stamp on the screen is 20:34:09:15. Ermi, I think we've found her. After all this time, first swing, I knew that she wasn't dead. She survived the Dragonfall just as I've always said. I knew it, and I was right.
Besides that, Dave told me he had underwear down there.
Sorry about the interruption. I hate that. I tell people that I am recording for a reason. Okay, back to our walkthrough. Now, where was we? Taking a team into the SOX to retrieve her. The radiation be damned. We will take appropriate precautions, of course, but we must go. Hermie, I think that the body may be nearby as well. Somehow she has survived for all this time. The screen explodes into static again. May not be back for some time. Look after Mom, okay? I worry about her. And Hermie, stay safe out there. I know that things are heating up in Berlin, and I know you. Student protest. Civil uprising. You'll be in the middle of it. I'm sure. Just stay safe, alright, and I'll do best to do the same. I don't know what's going on to happen when I step into the SOX, but I do know one thing. If the Firewing is still a danger, I will put an end to her once and for all. Play track 2. His elbow is planted on the table that he's seated at, and his chin rests on his palm. The other hand is wrapped up around a bottle of cheap whiskey. The time stamp is 20:53:12:25. Green Winters. Ah, there's Mr. Winters. Found the message Adrian left me all those years ago. Got it cleaned up as best I could. Strange hearing his voice again. It's good to hear him, even if he did insist on calling me Hermie. Dr. Adrian Valclair, the hero of the people, the Dragon Slayer. My brother. Hard to believe it's been almost 20 years. Alright, so I'm going to start recording these DVDs again. For me, for Adrian, for whoever might wind up watching them. Every time I do this, it winds up feeling like a waste of time, but I keep doing it anyway, on the off chance that I'll find something important. If I stumble into a clue that leads me to my brother, I know that I'm going to want it on film. I've been doing this for almost 20 years now, after all. No sense in quitting now. Christ, 20 years. All this time and still no leads, even with all my contacts and my resources. Even with my legendary bullheadedness, I've made no progress at all. I haven't turned up a single goddamn thing. Want to hear something funny? The closest I've gotten to a clue was a rumor. Apparently a team emerged from the SOX a while back. Nobody's clear on the date, but, and get this, supposedly they vanished without a trace. Not much of a rumor considering I already know that you're gone, my big brother. I live with that every day. Play track 3. There's a grinding sound from the DVD tray and Green Winter's image appears on the screen. There's an eager look on his face. Timestamp is 20:54:10:12. Stumbled upon this archival footage of the Fisher Swing's original attack months before the Dragonfall. Easy to forget how devastating it was. Adrian saved a lot of people by bringing her down. I've got the footage all queued up to play, starting it now. Additional comments to follow. Story wavering image blooms into the being of the screen. A timestamp is July 6, 2012. Wow. It's difficult to make out what you're seeing at first. The screen is dark and smoky, and the illiterate flashes of emergency vehicle lights flicker on the periphery of the screen. The camera pushes in and you can make out two figures standing in a ruined scape. All at once, the sound cuts in. Again, for those of you just joining us, we are coming to you live from Stolberg. A few hours ago, the dragon Firewing launched a provoked attack on this Sleepy Horrors mountain town. As you can see the results behind me, fire, ashes, and blood. We are joined tonight by survivors of this latest and most horrific attack. Sir, I understand that you've been through a horrible ordeal. Thanks for taking the time to speak with us tonight. Yes, of course. If you could, sir, could you please tell the people at home about your experience of the attack? It was horrible, just pure chaos. So many people are dead, people I knew, roasted alive or trampled to death trying to escape. My own house was burned to the ground during the attack. My family, we have nothing now. Well, at least his family's okay. Was. You all made it through the attack, and no, your wife and kids? Yeah, we all made it, thank God. We rode out the attack in a small shelter, me, my wife, and our 2 daughters. The shelter protected us, but the heat was just unbearable. We couldn't have stayed in there much longer than we did. How long were you holed up in there? 3, maybe 4 hours. I don't know. We just stayed inside until the heat died down and the screaming stopped. And what happened after that? When it was over, you know, when the air cooled down, we stepped outside. There was nothing left, just smoldering wreckage, this dense cloud of black, oily smoke, and the stench in the air. God, that smell. It smelled like roasting meat. There's a long pause from the tortured look on his face. You can tell that the man is struggling to decide whether or not to continue speaking. Eventually he does. My girls, they found what was left of their nanny outside. Her body was left of it was slumped against the shelter door. I keep telling myself that I couldn't hear her pounding to get in, but that isn't true. I could. I just couldn't bring myself to open the door. I couldn't risk my family like that. Not for her. Not for anyone. Thank you, sir. Thank you for taking to speak with us. Yeah. You heard it here. An absolutely chilling account of tonight's attack. And again, the town of Stolberg has been reduced to ash into the victim of the Firewing. Stay with us for more at the minute, reporting on Firewing's reign of terror. Okay, it's time for a new approach. Adrian's complete dead end. A complete dead end. That much is pretty clear by now. So I'm going to do some digging on Firewingers instead. Let's see where this goes. Play around with speed. Green Window's image appears on the screen. 2054, 1031 is our timestamp. Well, that was a bust. A little progress on Firewing either. I don't know. It's weird. The information is there. It's just wrong. Somehow it's too well laid out, too simple. Real life is messy, and this just feels a little too neat. That's not the only thing that's nagging at me. I'm getting that tingly feeling up and down the back of my neck again. It feels like I'm being tracked. I'm no Matrix hotshot like Clockwork or Schaefer, but I'm good enough to know when someone's on my scent. I gotta install some new security measures. Can't be too careful. A few seconds later, play track 5. The screen goes blank. The face of Green Winters winks onto the screen. He is seated at a computer off to his left. An enormous monitor fills the screen. His voice carries an edge of panic. The timestamp 2054 1109. Christ, I'm getting too close to something. There's a trail of bodies, and there have been disappearances. Clockwork, Marcian, Peregrine, they've all disappeared within the last few years. Clockwork just went AWOL yesterday, and they were all making the same sorts of inquiries about the Firewing that I've been. There are ghost stories spreading around the Decker community. Stories about Deckers disappearing and then showing up again later, but wrong somehow. Scary stuff, and I'm starting to think that is true. Blitz leaning in to whisper to you, I know the stories he's talking about, Chief. They've never really put much stock in them not until now. Could these rumors be related to what's happening here? Am I being paranoid? No, I don't think so. Something big is happening here, and I'm right in the middle of it. Look at, he's just like, yeah, I'm fucked. That's a bit of a leap. I think she's a traitor. I have this feeling, dude. I just have this feeling that she's up to something. Or Blitz, so he could be. One other thing, Steve told me a story about a kill team that might be related to all this. Apparently a Decker named Hellabor posted a theory about Fuster Swinger to the Shadowland BBS about 5 years ago. About an hour later, a mil-spec team showed up in Meat Space and cooked her entire apartment with her in it. Damn, that's rough, dude. If what Tolstoy told me was true, Hellabor live posted the event. She described her killer, this great big orc with skin grafts. Then the whole thread disappeared, gone without a trace. Leap, Iger Love. Sounds like he's on the right track to me. Iger holds her silence, but concedes the point with a small nod. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. This has got to be first swing or all of it. Adrian was right about her. She's still alive and she's out of the SOX. She's covering her tracks, working the shadows, preparing to rise again. And that means that I have to find you, Adrian, for everyone's sake. Thankfully, I've got a lead for the first time in 2 decades. I've got a solid goddamn lead. I've backtraced all the Matrix nodes that Hellboy was looking into back before she got cooked. Whoever's been purging the Matrix didn't think about that, and I found that she turned up. On ourselves a few keys, a set of map coordinates. So now I've got a target, a place to start digging that Hereford Manor, conveniently located in an isolated stretch of countryside miles away from Prime Oz. Matrix records indicate that some sort of data vault exists beneath the estate, so that's what I need to get into. And this is where we came in. I think I'm going to tap Schaefer for this job. She's got the skills to bypass whatever security they're running out there, and she's gullible enough to take the job in the first place. I'll feed her some line about flux state security, and she'll eat it up with a spoon. I warned her. Time to put plans into motion. By this time tomorrow night, I should have information that I need, and on the off chance that Schaefer gets taken out, well, that'll tell me something too. Can't make an omelet and all of that until then. When you play the 6th track, a small video window appears. You recognize the scene in the window. You are looking at the tattered drapes and nicotine-stained wallpaper of Winter's hotel room at Das Kesselhaus. The timestamps on the video reads 2054-11-10. This has been a long read. A lot of long. Oh, really, really long. There's a blur of motion, and the haggard form of Green Winters lumbers in the frame. Suspicions confirmed. Schaefer dead. Christ. He gulps something down, wipes his mouth with the back of his hand, takes a deep breath. Okay. Back up, slow down, start from the beginning. Got the call from my contact in Krezavar. Schaefer killed on the estate run. Matrix security at the estate cooked her brain. Considering Schaefer's skill and experience, on-site IC must have been extreme, even by Berlin standards. Security of that kind costs money, real money. Given the evidence uncovered so far, corporate involvement unlikely. The connection to the Firewing is too strong. So let's come right out and say it. The dragon is what we're dealing with here, and the smart money says that she's coming for me next. Well, I won't go down without a fight. I've still got my contacts, still got my connections, and the flux state can be a hell of a weapon for a man who knows how to manipulate it. Time for me to make my play. Ghost stories or no, missing deckers or no, I've got to jack into the Matrix and start pulling strings. The countermeasures that I installed earlier should be more than enough to keep me safe from the 20 minutes I'll be in there. Schaefer's death was tragic. She was a staunch supporter of the F state, but still, all things considered. Winter fishes for something off screen. A moment later, his hand reappears clutching a data jack cable better than her than me. He plugs the cable into his head, and the screen cuts to static. His finger nears the eject button, and a black screen cuts in over the static. A moment later, Green Winter's haggard face appears. If you're watching this, then I guess they caught up to me. They will be after you too now. What the hell is this? Why didn't you warn me about this before I came here? Not now, Blitz. Whoever you are, whatever you're thinking you're after, you need to find Dr. Adrian Vauclair. Not because he's my brother, because if Foster Swing is rising again, he's the only one who can stop her. You've seen what happens to people who get too close to this. I'm dead, and dozens of others have died. You'll be next unless you can find Adrian. The screen comes back to static. The message is over. The DVD trades. We need to talk to Dante. No. The room goes quiet as everyone struggles to process what they've just seen on the DVD. Dietrich breaks a dragon, son of a bitch. Green Winter sent us up against a dragon. The Firewing. She lives. I'm really starting to regret the fact that I didn't just stay at the hotel. Wait a second, we don't know for certain. The evidence seemed pretty convincing to me, love. I'll even take it a step further. I think that the secret facility that we stumbled into was her lair. Fall silent. Just think about it. The decker that Winters got those coordinates from was posting about Foster Swing. Then she was killed by the same orcish bastard that attacked us after Monica died. That's a direct link between the dragon, the scarred orc, and the Harebrain Manor. And then Winters was killed by the same thing that killed Monica. Exactly. My gut tells me that the dragon is down there, Slayer. Someplace far beneath the surface. I think that we've knocked on the door to her lair without even knowing it, and I think that, given what we've seen, the dragon will do whatever it takes to keep us quiet about it. Okay, going on the assumption that there is a dragon and that will come after us, what do you suppose we do? say we go find Vinclair. Yes, Slayer's right. Finding Dr. Vinclair should be our priority. If we're going up against a dragon, we need to find ourselves a dragon slayer. Winters spent 20 years searching for Vinclair, and it got him nowhere. How do you propose that we find him? With the help of information broker. Let me guess. Back to the coffee shop. For this, no. Well, Arabarazki is very capable. A task of this magnitude is beyond him. We need to make contact with the premier information broker in Berlin. We need to talk to Alice. Yes, of Resident Evil. No. Alice, best of luck, and I hope that you're rich. That's the reason I'm around for this. Rich enough, if only just. Even if only just. Who is this Alice? The most prominent figure in Berlin's shadow community, and ex-Schakler Vollenreiter. I want to say, my German eludes me. So if I speak it and it sounds retarded and just bad, just tell me. She provides information retrieval services for the F state. If Winters was right, if Vinclair is still alive, she can help us find him. Here, your key to speak with Alice. A cred stick? I'm not an encoded cred stick. Yes, 10,000 million. Alice will not show her face for less. This represents the loss of my personal savings, Slayer. Make this meeting count. Where do I need to go? Take the U-Bahn to Alstad Spondor. There you will find a connecting tube that locals refer to as the rabbit hole. You will find a method of contacting Alice there. Don't call it that in front of her, though word on the street is that she hates it. Please hurry. While you're out, I will work on acquiring new contracts for the team. Alice is the best there is at what she does, and her services carry a price tag to match. Okay, well, let's go ahead and head to the Autobahn and head up that way, and then we will cut it for now on this episode. Oh, I can't breathe. Let's go ahead and... I guess, can I only buy my guy weapons, or do I need to buy them and then give them to my peoples? I think that's what I've got to do. Hopefully I'm not carrying 10,000 and show me the goods. Okay, I've got my own price stash. Okay. I'll go ahead and buy this for what's her face, and then I'll go ahead and buy their sniper rifles. Don't really have anything. Or do I not get? That's what don't understand. Can I buy stuff for my characters? I should be able to. I should be able to. But see, I can't buy armor though for them if I already own it. It looks like weapons, outfits. I don't think so. I think I can only actually have. Huh. Very interesting. Well, it can't look like I can get really anything. I can get some grenades. Maybe I need to get that. Get 3 frags, get 3 flashbangs. And I think it's all we want to get right now. Got my street sweeper. Oh, can I actually buy? Can I hold more than one gun? I can't. I think so. I hate that system. I can't. Yeah. Oh yeah. I can hold like 3 weapons. That's nice. That's real nice. Makes me want to touch myself. Sorry, I got a little too carried away there. An Uzi, a Beretta model. I think we'll buy an Uzi because I do have. Yep, sweet. I can just kind of equip it when I need to. Dante's with me. See, they can have gear, it looks like, but I just don't know if I can buy it. Like, it's confusing. Spend karma. Yeah, we need to go ahead and do that. Put another one in SMG. Another one in shotgun. Oh. And then we will go to dodge. It's for physical attack stuff because you never know. Mostly they use guns in this game, so I don't really see it all too helpful. But I want to make sure. I want to blast some fools. That's what I want to do. Right in the middle of town. Who are you? As the son of your approach, the orc turns to face you. He wears a severe expression, but there's a kindness in his eyes. a hello human. As you can see, I'm in the middle of a conversation with my assistant. But we do not want to be impolite. Is there something I can help you with? Couldn't help overhearing your conversation. Does that take that you run some charity of sort? You know, yes, it isn't much, but we do what we can, such as give me. In the past several years, I've established a shelter where the disposed can sleep, a soup kitchen to feed the hungry, and a library for the people of the Crystal Bazaar to better themselves. This guy seems pretty cool. It isn't much, but I admit it's a start. A good start, Samuel. You must be so hard on yourself. There are limits to what one man, even a determined man, can accomplish. This is true. Thankfully, some of the residents I've helped over the years have come back around to help me. I've gotten 15 assorted orcs and trolls from all around the Crystal working with me now. They help me man the soup line, stock the library shelves, and do all the hundreds of other little things that a community organization needs done every day. These extraordinary individuals are living proof that we could do here has value. They are my inspiration to continue forward. She beams at the compliment from her body language. It's clear that she idolizes Beckenbauer. Now, do you have any more questions? If not, I will bid you good day. If I don't want to wish something self-important or rude, but there are many pressing matters that demand my time. Are you accepting donations? Yes, of course. We're actually desperate for them. Truth be told, people seem more intent on taking care of themselves than they are providing for the less fortunate. Of course, these concepts are not unrelated. Excuse me. With a 250 let's see, in any event, our shelter has some basic needs that desperately need to be filled. The walls of the shelter are not insulated, and new blankets would go a long way toward keeping our guests healthy and comfortable. Ideally, we'd like to purchase some space heaters as well. With 250, we can make the purchase. Of course, I do not expect you, a relative stranger to our guys, to contribute that much. Whatever you could spare would be much. Let's go ahead and do that. We're good. Samuel's eyes widen. This is incredibly generous. Thank you, my friend. Not a big deal, Sam. Do good with it. With this donation, we have reached our first goal. Thank you so much for your kind assistance. I'll put your contribution to work, stocking the shelter with blankets and heaters. Well, let's go ahead. We'll talk to him about the policies later. No questions passing by. We've really got a mission to do to make some cash. And... whoa, okay. We're on our own on this one? The rabbit hole, uh-oh. I guess we are. The only active console in this direct spawn of U-band platform is an old video arcade machine. A CTR set into the machine's cabinet glows vently. Cheerfully pixelgraphic investigate the machine. At the base of the control panel, you find a cleverly hidden import port. The port is shrouded in black plastic and appears to be approximate shape of a typical crit stick. Insert it. Internal motors grip the crit stick and pull it into the machine. It disappears in the port and the screen goes black. Moments later, a video image fills the screen. The picture is dark and grainy, a far cry from the bright, colorful sprites that Frivolous inhabited the display. On the screen is a dimly lit office. The place looks like it was pulled straight from the old detective movie. From the Venetian blind on the windows to the great swathes of shadow that paint the walls black. Center stage, sitting behind a large mahogany desk, is a silhouette of an impressive-looking woman in a charcoal gray suit. The tip of a cigarette glows cherry red in the shadows. She leans forward into the light. You catch your first glimpse of Alice. Sorry, guys. Alice absolves. Yeah, that's what she's doing. I'm not going to read all that. We're on your dime, friend. Tell me what you're looking for. I need you to find someone for me. Dr. Adrian Valclair. The Dragon Slayer? Interesting. He's been missing for a long time. Surprised that you recognize the name. Yes, he has. The question is, can you find him? If I was a Dacker, I could do some stuff. That's what sucks. It's like, if you're not a Dacker, you can't really do much. Oh, I guess I could. I guess I could level that up. If he's out there somewhere, I'll find him for you. He could be living under an assumed name in California Free State, and I'd still track him down. And if he's not alive, I'll tell you where you can find his corpse. Just speaking of corpses. So, alright, here's how it's going to work. When you give me the go-ahead, I'm going to start gathering information for you. Once I've finished, you're going to bring me a credit stick encoded with a encryption key that I'll provide for you. The credit stick will have 15,000 new one on it. Wow. 50,000 new one? Do you know what that kind of money can buy? Apparently I know better than you do, sport. Do you know how much work it takes to find a digital ghost? There's going to be wet work, breaking into government archives. Hell, I might even have to commission an expedition into SOX. This is a serious undertaking, friend. Now, do we have a deal or don't we? Yeah, it's a deal. We have to. Okay, but remember, you say go and I go. From that point on, you're on the hook to pay me my fee. No turning back, no refunds. Are we squaring this? Pay whatever you want. Just give me a Valkyria. Good, I'll be in touch. So this is going to be one of those things we're going to have to get the 50,000 new one first before anything goes. So it ain't going to really matter what we do at this point. We're going to have to kind of play it off first. So, I guess we're looking for a ghost. Alright, we're going to go meet Alice. Actually, we're going to end it here before we meet Alice. If I keep going, it's just going to get longer and longer. So thank you guys for watching. This has been Shadowrun Dragonfall. Hope you guys have enjoyed it so far. Now we're going to go meet Alice. And we're going to go see how far this rabbit hole really goes. And I hope you guys really are paying attention to the story, because I think it's a great one. So, alright guys, so XTR here for GameInfusion.com and Empowering You Gaming. I don't know why my Facebook is going off. I thought I turned it off. Anyways, make sure to leave a like if you guys have really liked my videos. If you really like them, make sure to subscribe. It really appreciate it. Really helps me out a lot, guys. So, until next time, this is Slay XTR, and I'm signing out.